you have any injury update for us on Tony?
No, we'll travel. Went through practice today, and again, stick true to the process. We'll see how he responds, and we'll move forward.
Andre will go on the trip?
We'll go on the trip. Obviously, didn't go through practice, and still getting treatment and rehab.
As you prep for Houston, what do you see in your squad?
Obviously, a talented, well-coached basketball team that can score in a variety of ways. You know, James Harden is a handful. His ability to create offense, get to the free throw line, play in pick and roll and isolation situations. They add Dwight Howard, dominant big man. It's a tall task to try to contain that team, which we, recognized last year, and the challenges have only increased.
You feel bad for them with all the injuries they're going through?
They have excuses.
Yeah. Kind of an obvious one, but what does it do for you guys that you don't have to always double on a guy like Howard or any good post player like that with having a guy like Bogut?
Well, we've been very fortunate. Bogues obviously is an elite, big-time defender. But if you go back to, last year, whether it be Festus, Andres, and now Bogues, Jermaine, we pretty much believe in playing straight up from the center position. That being said, guys can get it going, and you got to make adjustments in this league. But overall, we are fortunate to have elite defenders at that position, because it can really affect your defense and how effective you could be.
Fine day.
When you come from 27 down, can you carry that with you? Does it tell you anything about any of that stuff down from the future, from that point forward?
No. I think obviously guys feel good, and that seems already like a month ago. I think what happens is, if you're ever in a hole, or if you ever build a lead like that, you understand that you got to finish a team off, or there's plenty of time to still, mount a comeback. So now you have something to go back to, rather than preaching something that you've never experienced.
What was the situation with that, man?
Obviously, we got a lot of belief in him. He's a bright young basketball player that has a future in this league. It's valuable to get him experience, and we know where he is.
When you guys do you have a coinciding move with that?
We're going to Houston.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing else.
Nobody's beating you there?
No. We really believe in Dwayne, how he's matured, how hard he works, does everything the right way, and he's an NBA player. And obviously I had no problem putting him in ball games. It just didn't work out, because when we got him, Jermaine was not playing. Now he's back. So that need is not there as much.
When you guys first signed Jermaine O'Neal, did you expect this type of off-court presence that he's had?
I knew him. I didn't know him like that. I knew him enough to be respectful, and the whole conversations. Never played with him, obviously. Played against him. But you don't know a guy until you get him in your locker room, on your team. And there were warning signs. The crazy thing in this league, people said things about Jarrett Jack. People said things about Carl Landry. People said things about Jermaine O'Neal. And some were right on, and a lot of them, or the majority of them, was way off. Which is, that's hilarious to me. He's a great leader with a great voice, and he's been tremendous for us.
Do you recall in your career as a young player having a veteran guy in your locker room who did the types of things that he's already started doing here? Both on and off the floor. I mean,
You know, I came into the league on a team that had no success, and we began to win. So we really, you know, Patrick Ewing was obviously our leader. I was, you know, the point guard, so I was a leader. But, you know, Pat Ewing, guys like that did things the right way. He wasn't as much of a vocal leader, but just by his example, and spoke his mind. Was powerful when he did say something, you know, it was meaningful. So I would lean to a guy like that.
Does it take a unique atmosphere, unique organization to open the door for a guy to talk like that? A guy like Jermaine?
Well, I wouldn't say organization, because at the end of the day, that's a locker room.
Yep.
I would say, you know, a player got to be comfortable enough to know that a coach is giving them the floor, that the players respect them. I've been on some teams where a coach would say, go ahead. I've been on some teams where a coach would say, shut up. You know, this is my show, which is clownish.
You mentioned playing around with Harrison the other day before he matched up with Rudy. Do you do anything like that for Bogut when he's, you know, getting ready to play Dwight and then maybe Gasol?
No, some guys don't. You know, some guys. Not that Harrison needs it, but he's a young player, and I'm having fun with him. Bogut is always on edge, so he's, you know, he has that mentality going in anyway, which is, you know, why he's, you know, crucial to our basketball team.
he just doesn't want to say the wrong thing.
Me?
The wrong show.
Me?
To him.
I'm from New York.
When you say Bogut is always on edge, I mean, the element of toughness that he brings, is that necessary for you guys? I mean, it's something you guys need to have.
Yes, and when I say on edge, let me clarify it. On the floor, you know, the huddles, locker room, practice. I mean, he's funny, but on the court, we certainly need that, because you look at the DNA of our players. Naturally, that's not who they are, and he brings that to this basketball team. A presence, a force, a level of, you know, physical play that it's not who we have been, and makes life easier for us. So we have an appreciation for it.
He was talking about playing on a team like this with this many weapons, not being the fourth, fifth, maybe even sixth offensive option, but still doing the other things. Is that a conversation you had to have with him, or does he just recognize that situation?
No, he recognizes it. He embraces it. I mean, it's awfully nice to be paid, you know, a boatload of money and to be asked to do what you do. You know, I mean, that's incredible. There's no pressure on him. Hey, Bo, we're gonna pay you a lot of money. We need you to rebound, block shots, defend, and be a physical force. You know, so you don't ask him to do anything that's out of his character. And make plays, obviously. He's been great for us, and it's you know, a role that everybody else does not take for granted. What he does is just as valuable as, you know, guys pulling up for three and guys, you know, making plays. I mean, we need him to be successful.
And teams do have to defend him on the offensive end. I mean, because of his movement. I mean, he's very quick to. He's had, I don't know how many lob dunks he's already had this year. So.
Right. I mean, you get guys that you pay that kind of money to, and you say that that's your role, and they can't make plays offensively. He can post up. He sets screens. He's a guy that's comfortable with the basketball in his hands, making plays for other guys. He's a guy that can take the rebound off the glass and push it in transition. So those are all bonuses that complete us as a team.